mother.
Geez, that's another thing.
I've got a couple new friends with that.
No.
Judge,
I got it.
What, dear?
say something for the camera.
I remember when I used to come down here 50 years ago with Phyllis and her mother and father, and of course my mother and father. My mother's down at the end of the table there now. She's 91 years old. She still likes coming down here.
Yes, she does. And we always came down here. Yeah.
Always came down here any time they were here. Yeah.
And it was always good time. I mean, the kids did their thing, and the parents, sat around and told stories. And if we only had some of that down before the
Well, if we'd had one of these machines, they probably couldn't have done it.
Were you destined to be a lawyer?
No.
No?
No. Oh, no. You never heard that story?
No.
Never heard that story?
No.
All right. Well, no, I was going to be a coach.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my ambition. I, played in high school sports and had a pretty good record. And so I wanted to, my ambition was to be a coach.
Mm-hmm. I was a junior. A good friend of mine, Gene McDermott, he was going to run for president. He said, "Why don't you run for vice president?" I said, "What's a vice president do?" He said he doesn't do anything. I said, "Okay, I'll run."
I graduated from Michigan State in 1952, and I have never been back.
You've never been back to East
Lansing? Never even been back to the school or East Lansing. Since 1952. Someday maybe I'll go back. Just have to be going up that way.
With more on the old brass spittoon, let's go down to Dion.
Eric, I'm with Gene McDermott and Bill Cass, the two men who purchased that spittoon from an antique store 60 years ago. Gene, did you ever imagine that brass spittoon would still be around for this rivalry?
I was hoping. Of course, I was hoping I'd still be around for it, too.
Oh, we're glad that you are. I know you guys were college roommates. Your first time you've seen each other in some 50 years. What does it mean to be here, Bill?
It's just wonderful. I can't believe the number of people here. There were only 17,000 students here when we were here in 1948. And Gene just got out of the Navy. He was in the Navy from 46 to 48, and then he went to Michigan State, and we met as roommates.
Oh, that is wonderful. Does it mean a lot to you to be a part of this history?
Sure. He's part of anything right now. I'm 86.
Well, it's wonderful.
He's 84.
You guys are great, and we're glad that you're here. Thanks for joining us for a bit.
When you go to a land-grant college like Michigan State, you had to take ROTC. Mm-hmm. And then they said you could take advanced ROTC and get a commission. So I decided that I was going to become an officer if I was going into service. So I decided I'd go in the infantry. And a good Jewish friend of mine said, "The infantry? You want to get killed?" I said, "What do they do?" I said, "Well, they do the fighting." And he said, "Quartermaster is what you want." I said, "What's a quartermaster do?" "Well, they handle provisions. They take care of the ammunition, they furnish the ammunition up to the line, and they do things like that." So I switched and became a quartermaster. So when I graduated, I got a commission as a quartermaster, and I was called into the service on July 20th, 1952. All of our family were Republicans. They were all active in the town usually, and both of my grandfathers were town justices. My father was never a town justice, but I was, and my son was.
A long tradition, long tradition.
Day, it was a Friday, and he said, "I want to go out and see my daughter. She's out at the University of Michigan. You want to go along with me?" I said, "I got a baseball game in the evening."
He says, oh, we'll be back. We'll just fly out, say hello to her, and fly back, have lunch, and fly back. And there was thunder showers, something it was cloudy, something like it is here today. It isn't thundering yet, and lightning, but we flew around the showers, and we landed in Michigan and went to see Susan. He hired a taxi. We went to see Susan. We had lunch with her. It wasn't Susan, it was Janet, of course. And we turned around and flew back. And I got back, and the coach was mad because I was late getting back. And he, because I didn't get a chance to warm up, but I got there before the first inning. And I thought he'd start me because I'd started every game since I was a freshman. Now I'm a senior, a hot shot, you know, so I figured he'd start me. He kept me on the bench the first inning. And we got behind a couple of runs. So then he put me right back in.
His scruples.
That's right.
Kind of disappeared then because he wanted to win that game.
He put me back in and we won the game. But that was the only 2 innings in the 4 years I played in high school that I had to sit the bench. I wasn't very happy about it, I can tell you that. But I had a good time flying out there with my dad.
So now you know the history of. No, I really wasn't going to be an attorney. I was going to be a coach.
And here it is, through baseball.
Yeah, all through baseball. That's right. All came through the sports, you see. All came through that.
I got shipped overseas.
To Korea? You were shipped to Korea?
Yes.
Yep.
I got married on a 3-day pass. And then...
Well, let's pause for a second.
All right.
You got married. You obviously got married to somebody. Tell me about her.
All right, I married Florence Gustafson, and she was a local girl in Frewsburg. She was a cheerleader. She and I started going together in 1948. And so in 1952, we got married. I was in the service, and she was.
Came home.
She was.
Leave and...
She was at Fredonia College, and but I was a graduate, so I got shipped out.
So quite the honeymoon, 3 days, huh?
That was about it.
It wasn't too long after that, I was in Korea. So now I'm over in Korea, and then the war was winding down, and then when the war was over, we got assigned to court martials. Any officer, if you know something about court martials, there's 3 types of court martials. There's summary, which is just done by the commanding officers. And there's that's just done very simply. You go before your commanding officer, and he decides what to do. And then there's special court martial, where any officer can represent the individual. And then there's a general court martial, where it's a capital type case, which is rape or murder or things like that. So I got assigned to defend a number of cases. One of them was sleeping on guard duty, and I had a number of cases that I had to represent these individuals. And so I'm a defense counsel. I don't know anything about it, but I'm defending these birds. And so, and then after I won a couple of cases, I sent home to my father. I said, "You got to send me a couple of books." I said, "I got to know about. I'm defending these people. I got to learn a little bit about the law." So he sent me a couple of books over there, and of course I became infatuated with it. Then I had to prosecute him after that. After you win a couple of cases, they put you on the other side. So then I prosecuted some, and then the next thing you know, I decided when I got out of the service that I was going to go to law school.
and the lion roared and jumped up, and all the other lions started scattering all over.
Just like the MGM movie. And
Louder. The guy said, "Come on, we got to get him." And so we chased the lion, and the lion was roaring. We ran after him, and the lion finally stopped and turned around and charged us.
the lion started running toward us, and John started running toward the lion. Well, I wasn't about to be out there by myself, so I ran with John forward toward the lion. And then there was the gunshot.
As he charged us, I shot him once, and he kept coming, and I shot him the second time and dropped him at about 35 yards away. So that was the lion hunt.
What, Dad?
I'm gonna sit here.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit right here.
Really smelled out it, right?
Mother can't have any pie because she didn't eat all of her dinner.
I'm not eating it.
I was gone.
She's gonna have to take her pie home. We're not gonna let her eat it here. Have a drink. Want a drink?
My grandfather was a remarkable man, a veteran who served with courage, a hunter who respected the land, and above all, a devoted family man. He had a quiet strength and a generous heart that shaped the lives of everyone around him. His presence still guides us in the stories we tell, the values we live by, and the love he left behind. Today, I honor his memory with deep gratitude and pride.
Want a drink? Oh, you're trying to torture him.
Hey!
Pop meant a great deal to me. He's the foundation that our family is built on and that I was able to build a life off of. Pop really paved the way for me to get to where I'm at today, and all the love and support he gave me is the reason I'm at where I'm at. So, yeah, Pop means a great, great deal.
One for you.
One of my favorites. A French box.
I think about him when I think about sports or gardening. So many hobbies that are near and dear to my heart. I feel like I find myself constantly thinking about like the family that he built and all of the values he put into our lives and put into now that I like want to instill into my family about just enjoying the outdoors and all the things that the Lord's blessed, the trees and the woods and the hunting, and then also just like being able to grow your own food from seeds. There's just like so many beautiful things that I feel like I see his presence in all the time. He was just such an important part of my life, and I love him dearly and I miss him so much, and I still think about how I can't call him and tell him about the fact that I'm growing a watermelon.
Show Grandpa, Katie. Show Grampy.
Oh, that's nice. A nice horse.
They have some cigars.
I got one right here.
I got John's cigar.
Pop meant so many different things to me, but most of all, I think of Pop as kind of another parent and then also as a friend. The thing that I'll probably miss most about Pop is he would call me or FaceTime me on a weekly basis and chatting with him about everything that was going on in my life and in his life, whether that was about his garden or hunting or church. Later on, we talked about the market and what was going on there, and thinking back on it, those calls never really stopped. Maybe the frequency changed a little bit. I think that just goes to show how supportive he was of all of his children and grandchildren and how much he cared. And he really, truly did. He loved his family more than anything else. And that's one thing that he's left with us that I think about all the time, and there's not a week that goes by that I don't find my mind just kind of replaying a memory that we had together or just thinking about him. But I loved him very much, and he was a wonderful, wonderful man.
This and my children and you shall hear of the midnight ride of Paul Revere.
Pop was done saying his morning prayers before anyone else was even up, and he was done doing most of what he wanted to do for the day before anyone else had even started breakfast. I certainly didn't get his punctuality, but from him I did get two major things: his love of the natural world and wildlife, as well as his love of poetry. Without those, my life would have no flavor at all, so he really does mean everything to me.
I miss Pop so much. He was such like an influential part of my life. I'm just so thankful for all the years that I got with him, to be like a second father, throw me batting practice and come to all of our games and maybe share a little bit too much at the games. And yeah, thankful for his guidance and how he was a spiritual leader for our family. I miss him with all of my heart, and at the same time I'm just like so thankful that he's in heaven with Jesus and baby Shep, and I look forward to seeing him again.